Hey guys, Jake here from Optimus Futures, back with another Investor RT video. In this short video, we'll be covering the topic of how to change your data feed on the Investor RT platform. Now, Investor RT handles data feeds a little bit different than most platforms. Most platforms will allow you to log onto the platform. Then within the settings, you can go in and adjust your data feed and log into your live account from there. Well, as you may have noticed, Investor RT actually initializes your data feed right from the beginning of the program's launch. So once your data feed is set up, you will remain logged in, and every time you turn on the platform, it will automatically log you into your live account and connect to that live data feed that you have initially set up. Well, and that will be the point of this video. I'll be showing you how to alter that just in case you ever decide to switch data feeds or maybe need to add on some historical data to your current data feed. So as I briefly just alluded to, this doesn't necessarily have to only be to switch your data feed. So for example, if you're currently on CQG and then you want to go over to Rhythmic, it's not necessarily the case. This can just be merely for adding historical data on top of your existing data feed. For example, we've had this question asked in the past, where many traders initially just have their base data feed, but realize sometime after using the platform that they'll need to add historical data to their data feeds as well. And this process that I'm about to show you is how you would do so. You can just merely tack on, for example, the DTN IQ data feed to your existing data feed on the platform. And this method also works if you wish to go over to trading simulation data. So you don't necessarily always need to trade live data on this platform. If you follow the process that I'm about to show you, you can easily swap over to the simulated data, therefore you're not placing live trades. So that being said, let's show how to do so. Alright, so if you're working with a blank platform, you can head up into the top left corner and you can click on the data tab. Now from here, this is where you get a couple of different options here. As you can see, if you haven't messed around with this so far, you can always start and stop your data here. It's optional to work offline, and you can also click on this setup button. Now this setup button will change to whatever data feed you're using. As you can see, I am currently using the CQG data feed, and if I click setup on this, I can actually adjust my username and password. So for whatever reason, I have two trading accounts. You're able to adjust which trading account you're using currently here. So if we back out of that, we can go to data and we can click on the configure data source and broker. So like I mentioned, let's say for example, I am currently using CQG data, but I don't want to trade live. If I go under the broker destination field and click on the drop down menu, I can actually click on trading simulator. And this will configure my platform to simulation data. Therefore, I'm not consistently placing live trades, or I can mess around and test a strategy that I may have been thinking up, and I can perform it here. Now, for example, let's say you had historical data that you would like to tack on to your existing data feed. Let's say we also chose to use the data feed DTN IQ feed. Now, what essentially will happen here is you'll use the DTN IQ feed data, which will provide you with more expansive historical data. But we can route that through our current CQG data underneath the broker destination. So for example, if I wasn't using CQG, and let's say I wanted to use Rhythmic, but I also have this DTN IQ feed set up, simply just select DTN IQ feed as your main data source. And then for your broker destination, we could select Rhythmic. That way I'll be getting in the DTN IQ feed historical data while also routing through the Rhythmic data feed. But for this purpose, I'll just be showing you how to switch over to your data feed. So for now, I'll just select Rhythmic and then Rhythmic. Once again, it's not only possible to select live or simulated data for CQG, you can also do it for Rhythmic. Simply select Rhythmic as your main market data source, and then in the brokerage destination, you can just click on Trading Simulator. But for now, we'll just be doing rhythmic data. So once you have decided that this is the data feed that you would like to use, we can click on configure. And as you will see, my platform will conform to the rhythmic data feed. It will restart the platform, and then it will prompt me to log in with my rhythmic credentials. And now once we click start data, it will realize that we do not have valid rhythmic credentials input. So now it'll ask me to enter those in. Alright, so now that I've entered in my rhythmic username and password, in the connect to field, we can select which specific rhythmic data feed we would like to connect to. Now, unless you're told to do so differently, we always suggest Rhythmic 01, as these are the basic live trading servers. But if your broker tells you to do otherwise, select whatever one is recommended to you. Once you've entered in everything to your liking, you can click on apply, and then you can click on OK. And once you click on OK, your rhythmic data will now start, and you can work on live data on the platform. And just one final mention, if you are happy with your current data feed, there's no need to access these settings. This is specifically only for people that are wishing to change their data feed, to trade on simulated data rather than live, or to add potentially historical data to their platform. Again, if you are happy with the current data feed you're running, there's no need to change in these settings or mess around with anything. It'll only change your platform to configure to the data feed that you have selected and may cause some problems. Thanks for watching. If this video helped, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to give us a call or send us an email. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more informative content related to the futures market.